Well, let's keep on the governor's race. Walker Stapleton and Jared Polis began their debate season last Friday with their first televised debate featured right here in Colorado Public Television. Our partners at CBS4 had it first, and then we broadcast it an hour later. Other debates have produced some fireworks and a few regrettable jokes. The candidates are set to debate 8 times in the month of October. Patty, did we learn anything at any of these debates, whether it was footage from what they did in Grand Junction or Pueblo or the one that we hosted here in Denver?
Well, I think we learned that Walker Stapleton needs a new joke writer. If you look at the one where maybe he was joking and he asked Jared Polis if he would have his kids consume marijuana in order to get money for schools, which was, I think, the most tone-deaf statement of the tone-deaf question of the debate season. But also you saw Stapleton kind of taking a lead when he came out on Colorado Inside, Channel 12 last week, when he was like playing Kavanaugh, like attack dog. Interrupt, don't let Polis talk. Then Polis, of course, winds up interrupting, and poor Sean Boyd was like clapping her hands like a schoolmarm, saying, please stop it, boys. It was like a ballroom playground brawl. So I hope they've calmed down a little. They've got 4 more to go. Mm-hmm. It's gotten a little better, but I just thought I'd like to hear a lot more about what they believe and not what Stapleton thinks of Polis.
It was funny after that debate, so I was one of the happy and proud to be one of the panelists there. We did a Facebook Live segment with Jim Beneman, and he asked general impressions, and all of us agreed that Sean deserved a ref's jersey and a whistle for what she had to be doing. Krista, there were a couple different reactions. The very first televised debate we did, you saw very aggressive Walker Stapleton. In the second televised debate, which was, I'm going to say televised, I mean, I guess it was never on Channel 6, but it was mostly from Grand Junction. You saw a humanizing moment with Walker Stapleton because he couldn't get the math out between 50,000 and 5 billion, 50 billion, and he actually got a little bit of pity, but kind of a humanizing pity on Twitter for 24 hours. And then he lands this pot joke as a huge lead balloon 24 hours later. So a lot changed in 3 days of debating. What was your takeaway from what we've seen so far?
You know, I'm going to be the cynic here. I don't believe that debates actually matter. I think we've got 2 competent, smart men running for office. I think that Jared Polis's policies are probably going to be a disaster for the state, but they're both good guys. I think people already knew what they were going to do 6 months ago. I would rather, instead of seeing these kind of dog and pony show debates, see something that's a little bit more substantive. What are the costs of these policies? What are the benefits? But that kind of nerdy cost-benefit sort of panel is not really what the public wants, or so we're led to believe.
Just so you know, we're not going to let you write our next promo for watching debates on Channel 12, but I get your point. Joey, you're having to cover all of these, you and your team at Colorado Politics. Anything that you're seeing that could possibly be, maybe not even a game changer, but a blip on the radar that puts some juice into this campaign that so far has lacked all of it?
No, because neither candidate is saying anything different. Oh, and this is just in from the shameless plug department. I'm moderating a debate tomorrow night in Colorado Springs. It'll be carried live on KOAA. It'll be streaming on Colorado Politics and the Colorado Springs Gazette website. And no, we haven't heard these candidates say much of anything. If anything, we've seen them walk back some of their positions. Jared Polis still isn't saying how he's going to pay for health care or what universal health care in Colorado looks like, except that, trust him, it's not single payer. You know, Walker Stapleton is talking about sanctuary cities, but not in the tone that he talked about in the primaries when Tom Tancredo was backing him. Now he's saying he's only talking about felons. But I don't think that's the way the base of his party sees the sanctuary city issue. So no, I don't see, other than the debate I'm moderating tomorrow night, none of these other debates really matter. So everybody tune in, KOAA Live, streaming on Colorado Politics and the Gazette.
Fortunately, Colorado Inside Out has been home for shameless plugs for its entire 26-year run, so you're in good company there, Joey. Scott, do you think there was any moments that from these debates that we're going to see in ads in the next 10 to 15 days?
I mean, what really struck me in the debates that I was able to watch was a contrast between Jared Polis, who, you know, he's his own man, right? So as the lefty sitting at this table, there are moments when I see Jared Polis and he rankles me. I disagree with things that he says. When I watch Walker Stapleton, he's like a walking dark money contribution report, right? He is towing very specific party lines that we're all used to seeing on Twitter. I hear the American for Prosperity talking point, then I hear the Colorado Oil and Gas talking point. this is, so I'd say, Jared Polis is, trying to be a maverick, trying to be his own man. Walker Stapleton is trapped by a very scripted, very conservative political agenda that I just think is out of step, and it makes him sound like a robot.